On Vita Day 50 back from the How to Play. Today we're looking at the game Trick or Bid from Baron's on Games, but not designed by John Baron. This is designed by Jeremy Zero. Guessing that's not his real name. Artwork by Ragnar Tessier. It's a trick-taking game for Halloween theme with kids and Halloween costumes. It's for 3 or 4 players. Ages 13 and up. Takes about 45 minutes, it says. I just want to say that this is my second attempt at this because I previously recorded this and apparently there was no audio, or it gave out after a few minutes. I do apologize about that. I'm hoping to get past those issues soon. In this game, you have cards in 4 suits, basically green, orange, black, and purple, Halloweeny colors. And all the cards have characters in different costumes. I believe each suit is like a different type of theme for costumes. In the game, you have 52 cards in these four suits, 0 through 9. There's 1 of each number except for the 1s, 2s, and 3s, of which there is 2 of each. So 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s. It is a pretty basic trick-taking game. One person will lead a card. Highest card that lets you wins your trick, or highest trump. The trump is to be determined. And in the game, there's an interesting thing where if, let's say, 2 people, let's say I played a purple 3 and somebody else played a purple 3, and this is the highest card in the trick, and we were tied. I'd say there was a 2 in there, and say this guy played a 1 in black. In this case, because the highest card is a 3 and it's tied, what would happen is the next highest card would win the trick, unless the next highest card was also tied with, let's say, 2 1s, then nobody would win the trick. We would do another trick, starting with whoever led the last time, and then whoever wins that one would collect both tricks. Just wanted to explain that. So the way this works is, let's say I'm the start player and I lead this 9 points. I go around the table, I want us to play a card. This guy has a lot of green and black, so he's just going to play this purple 2. If he cannot follow the suit that was led, he obviously plays something else. This guy will play a 2 as well. And then this guy will play, let's just say he plays a 0. So, what's interesting about this game, why it's called Trick or Bid, is because after playing the trick, you can either collect the cards as a trick, or you can take one of the cards, not the one you played, but one of the other ones, as a prediction for how many tricks you think you're going to win. So I could take one of these 2s or the 0 as a prediction for how many tricks I think I'm going to take. I got some pretty high cards, so I'm not going to make a prediction yet. So I'm going to take this as a trick. So then I will do the next one. Let's say I play the 8 in orange. And this guy doesn't have orange, so he'll play a green 2. Then this guy will play a 1. And then this guy will play a 3. So now let's say I decide I want to take this 3 as my prediction. So what I would do is I would take this 3, put it in front of me as my prediction for how many tricks I think I'm going to win. I would discard the rest of these cards. And then this card, whoever makes the first prediction, the first bid, will determine the trump suit. So trump is now, let's just slide down here, orange. So that's how you determine the trump suit. So again, I would lead. Maybe now I don't lead orange. Maybe I'll lead purple. This guy has to follow, so he has to play 6. Regrettably, this guy will play a 9. And then this guy will play, let's just say he plays a 0. So now this guy wins. He does not want to make a prediction with those cards. So he puts that in front of himself. And he cannot see. I apologize. So yeah, you keep going around the table like this until everyone has played through all the cards in their hand. And then you will score points. Now, I should point out, if you fail to take a bid, you will lose points. So you want to kind of avoid that. It is, if you fail to take a bid card, you score -1. If you won the exact number of tricks as your bid, you'll score 3 points. So I won 1. Let's say I won 2 and 3. So if I won my exact bid, I would get 3 points. However, if I won a number of bids or tricks, it says a number of bids, it should say a number of tricks, that is one higher or lower than my bid. So let's say I only won 2. Because there's a difference of 1, I would only get 1 point. So you get 3 points for getting an exact bid. And if your bid was 0, let's say this guy bid 0 tricks and he won no tricks, that's an exact bid, so he would get 3 points. If I was off by more than, let's say I predicted 3 and I only won 1 trick, the first one I did, then I would get 0 points. So it's 3 points for an exact bid, 1 for being 1 off, up or, above or below, 0 points for being way off, and -1 if you fail to take a bid card. So yeah, that's kind of how the game works. There is a family scoring variant where you would just simply score 1 point for each trick you have won, and if you won the exact number of tricks as you bid, you would score 4 bonus points. And if somebody bid 0 and won 0 tricks, they would score 7 points instead of 4. And 0 points if you do not take a bid card, or take more or less than their bid. So yeah, that's the game. You're going to play 1 round per player. It's a pretty cool game. The cards are nice quality of linen finish, nice fun artwork. I didn't mention it. If you do 3 players, you have to remove 1 entire suit. I may have forgotten to mention that. That is the game. Again, like I mentioned, if there's a tie, then you go to the next highest value, unless there's another tie, and then you just would play another trick. That is a game. Trick or bid. Once, I should point out, once you have made a bid, you can no longer bid again. You can only take tricks. So it's trick or bid until you've bid, and then it's just trick. Anyways, that is that. We'll see you next time. More thanks for watching.